Hello, welcome to Art Appreciation, Art 111. I am your instructor, Nancy Briggs. Thanks for joining me. I'll try to make this brief, but I'm going to give you important information about the course, where to find everything, what you're going to be doing, and the expectations and some important things to pay attention to. So you're going to learn the language of talking about art or writing about art. You're going to understand the materials and techniques used to make art. You're going to appreciate the process of making art by actually doing this yourself. You're going to analyze art through overarching themes, and you're going to learn about the context of art history, who made things, when they made them, and why. The course load is an introduction week. I'm saying week, but it starts on Thursday, ends on Sunday, the first little mini part of our course. And then you have 8 units, which are 2 weeks long. I've suggested the workload per week for each unit, and I'll go over that in a second. And for attendance, and I'll stress this in a minute, you need to complete at least one assignment that earns a grade per week. That's how attendance will be taken. So attendance is taken once a week on Sundays, so I just check and make sure everybody has done at least one thing on Sunday. The week a unit's not due, but the week a unit is due, everything has to be done. I do not recommend trying to complete all of the unit work in the last day. It is 2 weeks worth of college level work, so please keep that in mind. All right, attendance. There's a weekly attendance on Sundays. Again, I just check to make sure you have a grade for something, whether I've graded it or it's inquisitive. But in general, you should be submitting probably 3 or 4 things a week as the way I've divided it, and I'll show you again. Just logging in and reading will not count as present. You are assigned readings, but those don't earn a grade. So you do have to do an assignment to earn a grade to be marked present. And this is the rule for Coastal. This is their chart. If you're missing for 2 consecutive absences, that means you've been gone for 2 weeks, and that's the rule, 2 weeks, and you're withdrawn. So on the second absence, you will be withdrawn. That means that is the first day you're 2 weeks absent. If it's non-consecutive, it's on the 3rd day. It just is a little strangely worded the way they have it. Okay, the course schedule, at the beginning of our schedule, I emailed this to you. It's very elaborate, just to give you an idea of what we're doing and how to divide the work. And I will update that as we go. Here it says subject to change. So not the first 3 weeks won't change. Those are already uploaded and ready to go. So notice this is an introduction week, and these are the things you're going to cover. And then you will have assignments that you need to do and a deadline over here. So these are just quick things, the intro to the book, learn how to do inquisitives and that, and you're going to apply that information to a forum and have a little group discussion. Then I'm going to show you Unit 1 and 2. Unit 1 here, I'm counting the beginning of Unit 1 as the first week because the other part is just a couple days, and it does work out to 16 weeks this way. So notice Unit 1 is week 1 and 2, and it is due not until September 1st. So you can see you have all this stuff to do on the right here in 2 weeks. You have to do at least one of the things the first week, but really it's a lot of work if you wait till the second week. So I have designed them to go together. I've divided them. This is just a suggestion. Again, as long as you do one thing, you won't be in trouble for attendance, but you'll have to pace this yourself. I feel like you can probably figure out a good schedule for yourself, but I have designed them to go together because the drawing here and the gallery post, those go together because that's where you're going to turn in your drawing. Go with this stuff. It's applying the stuff that you just learned. It's a drawing, so that's the chapter, and it uses these things in a drawing. And then these readings and videos are applied to the notes and the forum. So I've designed it to go together, and these things come up again in the guided notes. So the whole unit goes together, but then the 2 parts are sort of clumped together for making sense. So these are the types of things you'll see, just as I showed you on the schedule: textbook readings and inquisitives, an art project for each unit, a student gallery post, which is where you'll turn in your project and write a little artist statement and respond to other people. There'll be supplemental readings and videos, graded notes, I'll show you those in a second, and a discussion forum, and those are in each unit. Notice there's no tests. There's not a midterm. I'll just turn in your midterm grade, wherever you are, that's your midterm grade. And then the final exam grade is actually a project, so there are no tests. There are inquisitives. Those are quizzes through the textbook. So you can see that what I just showed you, I jump around in the textbook, and it's really designed to be used that way. Teachers use the Gateways textbook you have in all different ways. I've taught it in several different ways, and I feel like this is maybe the more interesting way to do it. I think it makes more sense the way that I'm sort of lumping these things together and using them together and talking about them together, rather than all separate, and then there's so much repetition in your book because you can't really separate some of these things. They do have to be taught together. So I hope that you'll find that it is a more interesting way to learn about art. All right. Each unit has core images, and those are the things you're going to take notes on. And there'll be videos and supplemental readings, very, very brief readings, shorter than the art history chapter, that you will apply to your image notes. And here's an example of image notes here. And I've put them on a test format just to be convenient, so that you don't have to upload images, or the questions are right there on each. And then there's a little answer box after the question. So it looks like a test, but they're just labeled guided image notes, and that's how they're graded. So I think it does pop up as like your test is due, but it's not a test, it's the guided notes. Okay. And then you'll just answer the questions and apply to the art history. So, you're going to a whole section of the book will be covered by these little increments, and then you'll use all of your guided notes and the core images in your final project. So, whether you do them or not, you lose the points for that, but you will need to know these things and have information on them. Okay, the discussion forums. Each unit has a forum question. There is a gallery post, I'm calling it, and that's in the format of a forum or a discussion board per unit, and that's just you submitting your project assignment and replying to 2 other posts in a very friendly way. That's meant to be a sharing kind of thing. And the other forum is where you will apply the information that you've learned in a written response. And these are all guided, and there'll be rubrics, and then you'll read other people's posts and respond to them with things that you learned from the unit. And they should all be relevant information, specific information, never, I liked what you wrote about it, I agree. That's not enough. You need to show me that you understand the information in both your reply and then your 2 responses. So, and I would also caution you to please think of this as if we were all in a classroom together and I was running a group discussion in a seated class and not just a social media site. I don't have to say much about that. Okay, so projects. This is just an example. Please don't panic if you're one of those people, and I've taught art for a very long time. I've had students, when we get to an art class that's not like a drawing or painting class or sculpture class, they want to run out of the room because they don't want to make art. But I hope that you'll find them to be fun. None of them are more than just a basic intro level to using some of the materials, and they are all very simple projects with instructions, and you'll get your choices in sometimes because of materials and things like that. So they apply the elements of principles that we're working on, and they use the materials that we're working on. So as you can see, these are 2 examples from your very first project, but these are very elaborate examples, I have to say. We only have 8 parts in ours, and you'll see the video on that. So everybody will be capable of doing these things, I feel. So what will you need? Your textbook is already included in your course. You will need some very basic art supplies, but these are probably things you have around your house already. And in some cases you'll have choices, so you know, if you don't have one thing, you might have another thing. Colored pencils, you will need something to color with. If you have to use crayons, like you might have kids' crayons or something, that's fine. But just like dollar store pencils are fine. Number 2 pencils, they don't have to be number 2, or they can be mechanical, whatever. It's just regular pencils is what I meant. So ruler, if you don't have a ruler, just use a straight edge like your book. Drawing paper, again, you can buy a sketchbook really cheap right now because of school supply sales, but if you just have thicker paper somewhere or like printer paper, it's not ideal for the pen and ink, but you know, use what you got. I don't want anybody to feel like they have to go out and spend any money or a lot of money on any of this, okay? So if you want to, you can, but you know, don't feel like you need to you know, spend a lot of money. And if you have any issues with this, please let me know and I can try to figure something out for you. All right, how are you going to be graded? We have the quizzes are part of the textbook, so those are 15%. And I've made them as short as possible, and hopefully they are the chapters that aren't so hard, because the art history chapters are a lot harder, so we're not doing those. There's projects per unit, and your gallery posts, they're graded together. Those are 25%. The unit forums are 15%, the written forums. The chapter notes you'll take, the one I just showed you, those are 25%. And then your final project is 20%. And everything has prompts and guided rubrics that you can look at to see how you're going to be graded, what you might be missing, etc. All right, no late work will be accepted. And that is my hard, fast rule, because the units are 2 weeks, and if you didn't do everything in the 2 weeks, you know, that's your bad time management possibly. I know things come up, but everything is designed to be together. So you're applying all these materials together into your projects, into your writing, into your discussions. So if you're just going back and doing things, especially the inquisitives, that's just pro forma, and it's no longer an authentic learning experience. Plus, some of them will be, you know, by the time I grade them, almost 3 weeks late. And that is just not an acceptable way to, you know, learn materials. So if it helps, the 2 lowest grades on the inquisitives will be dropped to give you a little padding. If you miss one or you get frustrated with one and you just don't want to try it again, because the inquisitives you can take as many times to get 100%, and I hope that you do, because you know they're worth 15% of your grade. Don't blow those off, but I will drop the 2 lowest grades. So I'm going to look at our course here for you, show you where everything is. So the first thing you need to do, I sent this in my welcome letter, you need to take this test, the verification test, or you won't be able to see any of the things I'm going to show you. They'll be hidden. I didn't hide them yet so I can make this video, but you need to take them as soon as possible because you have a deadline for Sunday. So please do that first. After you watch this video, take that test, and then you'll be able to keep doing things. All right, on the left is the toolbar. You probably know this if you've had a class already. If it's your first semester here, welcome. I can show you a little bit. The calendar is here, so the verification will be there. The calendar is there. You'll see all of the things I've already assigned that get grades are there already. Course information, I'm not sure what I have there. Syllabus is here. The attendance policy is here. My contact information, and then my division chair, the department chair, all those are there. But more importantly for you, you need this stuff. The modules are where you're going to find your assignments. Here's your book here, but I have assigned the chapters per module. I'll show you. You can get to the book here, and you might have to register the first time you click it, but everything else is in here, and I'll show you that. And then this is our weekly forum and student gallery discussions. So this is really the meat of what you need for our class. And then these are just supplemental things if you want to look at them. The videos I use, Smart History and Khan Academy, are here. And then Google Arts and Culture. There's just, you know, hundreds of museums load their stuff into this. This is a big project that Google did, and it's there for you. We might use it for our final project, and then you get your grades and all that stuff, all right? You won't be able to see a lot of this stuff. It's just, I can't show the student view because you can't see anything because the course isn't open. All right, so when you click in, the announcements will come in, and usually it's like whatever reminders and stuff. But what you really want to do is go to the modules, and you'll see all the weeks are going to be there. Right now you'll have the introduction unit and unit 1. Everything else isn't loaded yet because you don't need to know what's going on in 3 weeks from now, but I will open unit 2 the second week of unit 1. So you can always work a week ahead, but don't get behind. That's my tip for you. All right, so this summarizes right here, the cover page for it, what to do. And then I even put this here in case you don't know. You have to click this introduction unit to find the assignments here that it's talking about. So you read that, and then you'll click it, and then I have separated, instead of using the textbook, here I have the introduction chapter right here for you to read, and the inquisitive that you have to do. This goes with this unit this week, so it's all assembled together, and then there's 2 videos to watch as well. Okay, so that's what you're going to be doing unit 1, but let me go back to the modules, and you can, the introduction unit. And then unit 1 you see is obviously much bigger because it's our first 2 weeks, and I tell you exactly what you need to do. I put it on our schedule as well, and the due date here, and then when you click this, this is all your stuff. These are all the chapters and the inquisitives, and there are the videos that you're going to watch. The supplemental readings are all here, and then the image notes are here. Okay, so that's there, but not everything is there because you have let me go back to this. You have obviously the forums and the gallery things here. So you will need to come over here and you can see that here's the first intro one, but these are open already too. The student gallery is here with the project and the video on what to do for the project. That's also on your thing as well, and I'll put your forum question here as well. Okay, so it's all there for you to do. You just have to click around and find it all, and I've put it in the same order that you should probably be doing it, right? The image notes go last after you read all this stuff, and the drawing goes with these things, right? So there's the project there. That's just the instructions, but you'll post it over here, and then these chapters are what you're going to use to apply to that drawing. So hopefully it all makes sense for you and you'll be able to find everything, but if not, please feel free to contact me. My information is right on the, go back to this thing, on the syllabus, so you should be able to contact me. I have a Google text number there. That's not my home phone, that's just goes through my computer, so you can text or call that and I will get back to you, or you can always email me at my coastal email. Okay, I hope this wasn't too long, but I do want to get you started and get you to know where to find everything and what you're going to be doing, so please get in touch if you have any questions. Thanks.